If you're craving this, you might want to opt for this as a slightly better option. And then the best option if you are truly able to have the willpower for it. Let's just jump right in. If you're craving potato chips, if you really just want a nice big bag of Doritos or of Lay's, honestly, the better option would be getting a handful of French fries. It's kind of wild, but when you actually compare them, you look at chips, the overall caloric density and the amount of calories that you can take in with chips is going to be significantly more than with French fries, because with French fries, you simply have more volume of food. So you're gonna eat them and they're still not going to be great for you, but you're gonna probably consume less calories. Even though the potatoes end up as like a sponge for rancid oils, I'm not a fan of it. The best option would be getting a baked potato. Like Wendy's, they have baked potatoes. So if you're going through fast food and you're like, oh, okay, I have a choice to get chips, fries, or I can go to Wendy's and get a baked potato, get the baked potato. That way you're going to have the closest thing to a whole food and it's gonna fill you up. Next up, if you're craving a candy bar, which it happens, I crave candy bars from time to time. The next best thing is to go to a protein bar. Yeah, it might have some nefarious garbage in there. It might not be the best, but at least you're gonna get some protein that's gonna satiate you and it's gonna blunt the glucose effect. So you can go for like a true candy bar like one, like one of the Robert Irvine Fit Crunch kind of things that really is like a candy bar. Or you can go down to like the Quest bars, which are a little bit better. Or there's the Built bars. I'm not sponsored by Built Bar or anything. The Built bars, a lot of times are halfway decent and they taste like a candy bar and it's really a decent option. The best option when you're craving a candy bar takes some discipline, and that's going for something like an Epic bar or a Chomp Stick or an Apex meat snack, going for like a bar that's a meat snack. If you want something that's a kind of sweet, and again, I'm not sponsored by Epic, but they have like the bison cranberry one. It's got bison and some cranberry, so it's a little sweeter. And if you can get past the fact that you really want a candy bar and just make that decision to go for a bar like that, you will thank yourself later. Now I'm gonna catch some flack for this one, but being real, if you're craving ice cream, that would be the worst option. The next best option is frozen yogurt. It is a better choice. Yes, it still has sugar, but it is significantly lower calorie. And yes, at least you get some fermented aspect of it. If you do go to frozen yogurt, choose the ones that are either no sugar added or the tart. I know it's not amazing, but the tart one is still really good. And then you're not having any sugar or sugar substitutes added to it. The best option, worst, better, best, is going to be regular yogurt. You're craving ice cream? Go pick up a yogurt and add some stevia to it or add some berries to it. Whatever. It's not gonna be the same as ice cream. No one's gonna pretend that it is, but it's gonna satisfy the same kinds of things that you want. Next up, you're thirsty, you want a beverage. The worst option, getting a soda, getting a flat out cane sugar soda, getting a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi. The next best option, oh, you're gonna love me on this one, is gonna be a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi or a Diet Soda. Yeah, if you actually put them head to head with me, I would probably, as crazy as it sounds, like, because all the stuff that's in sugary sodas is still bad, plus you have the sugar. Diet soda, all the same stuff, but at least you don't have the insulin spike. Now, whether it's a carcinogen or not, that's still debatable, and I'm not condoning that you go do it. The point is that if I had to choose, I would probably choose the lesser evil that isn't giving me an insulin spike too, because the evidence is so strong against sugar, but the evidence is just now coming out against artificial sweeteners. So if I had to choose. Now, the best option, I keep with me electrolyte packets, because I do crave things. I used to be really overweight. I crave sodas. I crave those things. So instead, I'll have like an LMNT packet, which is 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 potassium, 60 magnesium. I feel like I'm taking something in that's tasty, but I also feel like I'm getting something valuable out of it. And there's anywhere from 0 to 10 calories, depending on what flavor you go with. And they also have some really cool stuff coming out here soon. They've got some actual like ready to drink drinks as well. Really awesome stuff they're coming out with. But if you use that special link down below, drinklmnt.com/Thomas, that is a free sample pack, free variety pack of all their flavors with any purchase. So again, that link is in the top line of the description, drinklmnt.com/Thomas. And a big thank you to LMNT for the continued support on this channel, allowing us to do what we can do here. Next up, if you want a milkshake, the next best option is going to be a smoothie. And I'm being really real here. Like, the best option is probably not getting one at all. But if you want to go through the drive-thru and you want to get a milkshake, I applaud you for going to Jamba Juice and getting a smoothie instead. I know it's still not good. And I know people will be like, oh my gosh, you think you're eating healthy. I'm not saying a smoothie is going to be the healthiest thing. But I'm saying if you're looking at getting a 1,300 calorie milkshake and you opt for a 600 calorie smoothie, I applaud you. The next best option, the absolute best, would be just having a protein shake. A protein shake with a little bit of milk, or a protein shake with a little bit of almond milk or coconut milk. That way you're getting 200 calories probably at the most, and you're getting a bunch of protein, and you're not getting all the other nonsense that would come with a milkshake or a potential smoothie suspect. Next up is you want to get a burger at a fast food joint. Well, the first line of defense here is really simple. If you still want the fast food, just order it without the bun. The next best option after that is going to a designated burger place that's a little bit better quality. So I mean something like maybe a Smash Burger or maybe a Five Guys or something like that. That's not the typical run-of-the-mill fast food chain. It's still considered fast food, but a slight bit better, right? Like, I wouldn't put Five Guys in the same category as I would McDonald's. It is a cut above. At least they're using real beef. Smash Burger, Fuddruckers, same kind of thing. You could mobile order. You just got to think a little bit ahead. The next best thing would be going to a place that can get you a decent chicken breast. Remember, we're talking fast food. This is going to be not 100% great food. But if you could go to, for example, a Chick-fil-A and get just a straight grilled chicken breast, that's going to be the best option out of those fast food meat options. But it's hard to go from McDonald's or Wendy's juicy burger to just a chicken breast. So your middle ground is probably going to be like the Five Guys kind of thing. You're craving a deli meat sandwich. You just want a good, big old sandwich with a bunch of deli meat. Okay, first line of defense, keep the sandwich as it is, have them wrap it in cheese. That actually pretty caloric, but it's not bad, right? You just take a couple slices of cheese, have the sandwich there, you're good. Next best bet is going to be going to the store and buying like Applegate Farms deli meat or prosciutto or Parma ham that is just meat and salt, not having the preservatives, not having the weird stuff with it, okay, and getting some mustard and having a nice little meat snack that's going to curb your appetite. The next thing, if you're looking at sauces, the worst one, in my opinion, is going to be the mayonnaise. Ridiculously caloric, probably soybean oil that's oxidized in garbage, no real nutritional value. Mayonnaise is going to be probably the worst condiment. Next up, choose for barbecue sauce instead. Still high in sugar, probably has high fructose corn syrup, but let's be real here. Probably a third the calories of the mayonnaise. So if you're getting a sandwich or you're getting something and you're like, oh, a burger, and you want to put mayonnaise on it, try just going for barbecue sauce. At least you're getting something sweet, but you have half the calories. Okay. Next in line would be ketchup. Ketchup still has a bunch of high fructose corn syrup and sugar, and the best option is going to be mustard. Flat out. Still tastes good, you can still smother something with it, and it's an ideal option. If you're craving a taco, you want a big old crunchy taco or a just juicy soft taco, maybe like Chipotle or something like that. Next best bet, going down to a burrito bowl. At least then you're still getting the goods of the taco or the burrito, but without the A, extra carbs, B, fried taco shell. So you're limiting your sort of carb impact and your seed oil impact and your just fried food impact. Okay? And the next one, best option, is if you're at Chipotle or the like, think burrito bowl without the rice. Just get a bowl of meat along with the fajita veggies, along with the sour cream and the guacamole, and you're going to be at the same calories that you would be minus whatever carbs and calories would be with the rice or the shell. You want to have a cookie. You're craving a cookie. Clearly you want something sweet. The next best option that's better but not best would be something, and I'm not sponsored by them, like a Quest bar cookie, a Quest cookie. Yeah, they have garbage in them, but that's a heck of a lot better than eating most cookies. You got a good amount of protein in them. Yes, you still have the preservatives, just like you would have in the whatever Mrs. Featherfield's, whatever the heck they're called, cookie, right? So Quest bar cookies, not bad. They are caloric, but less caloric than most regular cookies. The best option would be grabbing some fruit. I have found in most experiences that when I want something like a cookie, I can have an apple and I'll be fine. This one's a little bit different because most people aren't craving salmon, but if you're opting for like a salmon thing, if you've got farm-raised salmon as an option or tuna as an option, choose the tuna. Choose the ahi, or the mahi-mahi. Choose one of those. And the best option, which like maybe a dozen people will choose, is go for the sardines. Now we're gonna skip to breakfast. You want to have a bowl of cereal. You really want that cereal. That would be the bad option. The next best option would be going to the oatmeal. Now we're not talking about instant sugary oatmeal. It can be instant oatmeal, just maybe not sweetened oatmeal. Sweeten it with a little bit of honey or a little bit of stevia or something like that. That's gonna be the better option. There's 4 options here. The slightly better option is going to be like unflavored or unsweetened, right? You can go instant oatmeal, you can sweeten it however you want. Then the best option would be making kasha, which sounds so complicated, but it's super easy. You're making oatmeal out of buckwheat. Buy buckwheat grains, heat it up with water, add some butter, add some salt, higher soluble fiber content, better for you overall. You will thank me later. It's delicious and much better for your gut. You want to put sugar in your coffee. You like sugar. You like maybe the pumps of sugar or the straight sugar. The next best thing, still going to be caloric, still going to have sugar, is going to be honey, for sure. Way better than regular sugar. There's trehalose in it. There's other compounds that are actually beneficial and antimicrobial. By all means, honey better than sugar. Next up, stevia. Nothing really wrong with stevia except maybe the taste, you don't like the bitterness. The best option, allulose, by far. Allulose has so much evidence for it as being hugely beneficial and actually lowering glucose. So if you're trying to add something to coffee, you could even do a little bit of sugar or a little bit of honey and allulose, and they'll actually cancel each other out a little bit. The allulose will stop some of the absorption of the sugar. You want a big old bowl of spaghetti, and it's just so simple and easy to make. So that would be probably the worst option out of this. Next up would be going for like a chickpea or a lentil pasta. That's a lot better, like a huge leap there. The next best thing would be like a spaghetti squash pasta, right? Make a spaghetti squash. And the final one, that's the optimal one, would be just having the bolognese itself. Having the ground beef along with some sauce with some Parmesan on top. It doesn't have to be sitting on a bed of starch. Chicken nuggets. I say this because I love chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets, fast food place, okay. Definitely not really something you want to go with. The next best ones are going to be maybe if you wait at home, maybe like Applegate Farms gluten-free chicken nuggets that you could throw in the oven or something. The next best bet after that, and I know I'm naming brands here, but it's real. There's a company called Real Good Foods, not sponsored by them. They're in the frozen section. They coat them with like a whey protein and tapioca starch. So it's very low carb chicken nuggets. Delicious too. That is going to be the next best option. The absolute best option, you could cut up some chicken tenders and just throw them in the air fryer, coat them in a little bit of sauce or something and throw them in the air fryer. That's going to be the best possible option. And if you did that with maybe some chicken wings or something that had a skin on it, it's going to fry itself without ever having to be breaded. So you could just dip a chicken wing in some little bit of sugar-free barbecue sauce or some hot sauce, throw them in the air fryer. Obviously, not always practical, but it's the best option when you're craving chicken nuggets. As always, keep it locked in here on my channel. I'll see you tomorrow.